welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Oline and I'm a knitter from Norway. This week I thought it would be really fun to just kind of bring you guys along on what a typical week for me looks like, both just life and knitting related. It's now Friday, June 9th, and I thought before we get into the week I'll just do a little update on what kind of knits I'm working on. And first up is that I've just finished this Camisole No5 by myfavoritethings.knitwear. I finished this last night, so this is my first day wearing it, and I think it's perfect. And I finished it just at the perfect time as well, because we have finally gotten some warm weather, so I can wear this out. And since I am working on summer knits, I have also casted on something else that could be considered a summer knit, and that is the Cumulus blouse, and I'm doing the O-neck because I got some yarn for my birthday. That was 2 days ago. I got brushed alpaca silk in this lovely blue color, and I just immediately when I saw this yarn knew what it had to turn into, so I cast on almost immediately, and that has turned into this. And all of this is just one skein of yarn, and one skein is 25 grams, so this is going to be such a light sweater. I really enjoy this because I don't enjoy having just mohair against my skin. I can tolerate it if it's paired with something else, but I don't really like mohair plus mohair, so I'm really happy that this is alpaca and silk. And also this is a bit thicker than regular mohair, so one strand of this is enough, and it's still 140 meters, so I get more progress with less yarn than I would with mohair, so I'm really enjoying that. And yeah, as I said, this is one skein, and then I think I'm going to do the neck next, so it's easier to try on. I have, once I finish this around that I am on now, I just have 5 more increases to go before I am going to separate the sleeves, and that will also make this progress a lot faster because I have quite a few stitches for the sleeves now. But I'm really excited to be working on this. This is kind of my birthday project, and I have been kind of wanting another Cumulus blouse since I knit my Cumulus tee, but I have not really wanted the original Cumulus blouse because that's so similar to the Cumulus tee that I knit. But when the O-neck came out, I wanted it immediately, and I even considered making it with mohair. So that I got this yarn for my birthday turned out to be just perfect. So that's what my active project right now is. But this is not my only focus, because I have also accepted a test knit, and I've already made this pants, and I'm doing a test knit for Petiteknit, and I'm testing a set for babies, and I'm knitting the newborn size. So these are the pants, and as you can see, it has this lovely lace detailing on the foot, and all of the edges are broken rib, or what's it called? Pearl knitting. So these are the pants. I'm knitting in Drops Flora in the pink color, and I think it's turning out really lovely. These have not been washed yet, so they are a bit stiff, but I think it's going to be a very nice set. But I still have to do the jacket and the bonnet, and both of those have this patterning all over, so I'm guessing that it will take me a bit more time. So I think I have to start today on maybe the jacket if I'm going to be done by the deadline. I think I want to do the pants and the jacket first, and then just have a tiny bonnet at the end. So that's the second thing that I have to knit. Finish up this set, and then I also really want to make my son a pair of pants in Drops Baby Merino in this light grey color. I want to make Breinebukser because I think those pants are really nice in summer, and we have finally gotten that, so I really want to get around to making him a pair of pants. But this project is just too fun right now, and I'm really imagining myself wearing this over maybe a pretty dress. I don't know if I have a pretty dress really, but I'm imagining it, and I really want to have this finished as well. So I'm really struggling to knit on anything else than this because it's just so addicting. But that's kind of my knitting plans for the week, and those plans might change, but that's where I'm starting out. Hi, I just sent my son with his father in the tractor, so now I have a bit of time just to chat with you and also hopefully to get a bit of knitting in. There's not been a lot of knitting for me the past couple of days. There's just been a lot of other things to do and also just enjoying the sun now that it's here. But I have been working on this and gotten quite far. I just finished one sleeve today, and also when I tried it on earlier today I did see that I don't have that much left on the body, so I hope that if I work on the sleeve a bit today and tomorrow that it will be done, maybe not tomorrow but the day after. And this is going to be just such a nice and airy sweater. I was a bit worried that the stitches were going to look all kinds of wonky, but I think that the stitches have turned out to be quite even. But I'm definitely struggling a bit when knitting this up because it is in such hairy kind of yarn. The hairs on the yarn kind of stick a lot together, so I have to spend quite a lot of time separating the yarn from itself and the stitches from the other stitches as well, so it definitely slows me down a bit. But I'm quite happy that the stitches look this even when I have to kind of pull on them a lot to separate them from each other. So it's definitely turning out nicer than I thought. It's also using way less yarn than I thought. I think this is a bit under 4 skeins. So I have used almost 4 skeins. I just have a little bit left on the 4th after finishing this sleeve. So all of this is just under 100 grams. So this is definitely going to be the lightest sweater that I have, and I just imagine it will be very nice to just throw over a dress in the summer when the evenings get a bit cold. So I'm definitely very excited about this, and I hope to have it done sometime this week. And this is where most of the knitting time I've had has been used, because it's just been plain stockinette, so it's very easy to just grab and do a few stitches. But I also have 2 other projects. I have one that I talked about it the last time I talked, and that's this Arabella Hente set, the set that I'm test knitting, and I have started on the jacket now, and as you can see I've just barely started to do a bit of the structure on this, and most of this I've actually done today and yesterday, but I've just really been putting this off and not working on it, and I don't know why, because the structure is quite fun to do and looks very good. The camera isn't picking up on it that good, but it's not that easy to see anyways because it's so little. But I definitely have to work more on this since it's a test knit and it has a deadline by the end of the month. So, but it's size newborn, so it's not that big a project, so I think we're good. But I definitely have to prioritize this a bit more. So knitting this in Drops Flora and this in Drops Brushed Alpaca Silk, if I haven't mentioned. And I think this has to be my main project, but I'm going to finish the Cumulus blouse first because I don't have that much left on it, but after that I need to put most of my attention here. But even though I say that, I just cast on something new last night because I just got really overwhelmed with just this urge to cast this on, and I've gotten decent progress on it. And this is the mini Augustins #1 by Augustins, and it's this blanket that you start knitting in the round, and then you increase as you go. So this is the starting point, and then I've gotten quite far from the middle. This is knit in drops baby merino in dusty pink, I think, or desert pink maybe. So this is the project right now that I want to work on the most, but this is also the project that I don't need to stress about finishing at all. It's just a project that I've cast on for fun, a baby blanket with really no recipient in mind, but I just really craved knitting up this blanket. I've been wanting to knit it up again for quite some time, and last night I just couldn't withstand the urge to cast on, so I did just that. And I'm trying to really knit on whatever I really want to knit on lately, and I realized that I think I'm growing out of being a monogamous knitter, because all of a sudden I have 3 projects, but I'm really working on knitting on the things that I really want to knit on, and not just knitting on one thing to finish it. But I don't think the time when I have a test knit is the best time to do that, possibly. So I really have to reel myself back in. But also, someone I know just had a baby girl, and I really want to knit something for her. And I tend to go a bit overboard with my baby knits. And all I really can think about right now is what I can knit for her, and kind of just like brainstorming baby knits. So I think there's a possibility that this week I just might be casting on a lot of different things, and I just have to try to finish what's my test knit, because that's really important to finish at the right time, and then I'll just cast on whatever I really want to do. I hope to finish my Cumulus blouse, but if I'm working on that while I'm just thinking about working on other stuff, I'm going to work on other stuff instead, because I don't want to knit just to finish. I also really want to enjoy it. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. And I have the pants actually for this here, so you can see it together. So the jacket and the pants. I think it's going to be very nice, and I'm really excited about finishing it. So I think that's what I'm going to knit on now while I have some peace in the house, because it's all over structure, so it might be a nice project to work on now that no one else is craving my attention. So that was my little update.
Ja. Tusen takk. Ready?
I originally meant to do a little update yesterday, but I didn't find any time to sit down and talk yesterday, so I'm doing it today. But what I wanted to say is that I've finished my first object of the week, and it's not even one of the objects I talked about last time I spoke. It's the Sophie scarf by Petiteknit, and it's the smallest size. After I talked last time, I went through my yarn stash a bit to find some yarn for the gift I'm making that I talked about, but I also found some of my scrap yarns from this jacket actually, and I have been eyeing the Sophie scarf pattern a lot lately, specifically for like a summer accessory. So when I found scrap yarn in this color, I thought that would fit perfectly, and I also just wanted something completely mindless that I can just knit on that was fairly quick to knit up. I knit this up I used one evening and one of my son's nap, and that was all it took to finish this up. I used Drops Flora and Drops Kid Silk, so I think my gauge might be a bit bigger. But I'm very happy about how it turned out, and I love the halo that it has, and I think it's a really nice, simple accessory that I can wear this summer. I like to wear it like this, but I think the favorite way to wear it I've found is to wear it around my ponytail, so that's how I've been wearing it the most since finishing it, which was yesterday, so I've not had that much time to play around with it. But that's my first finished thing this week, and I've also managed to do a bit of progress on my other projects as well. This is the mini Augustins #1, and as you can see, I have progressed quite a bit. I am nearly done with all of the knitting in the round for this blanket, so I think I have 10 to 20 rounds left, maybe a bit more, before I'm going to start knitting the border back and forth. So it's really hard to show this blanket off before blocking it, but you can see a bit of the lace, but I think it's going to block out very nice, and I really enjoy this color. This has also been quite fun to work on. It's really repetitive, even though it looks quite intricate. There are these, you repeat the same thing in increments, so once you get into it, it just goes by quite mindlessly, and I've knit this up one time before, so I'm enjoying that. I have something to focus on, but it's mindless at the same time, so I'm really having a fun time with that as well. And I just ran out of yarn, so I'm going to start a new skein. So I did all of this with just one skein of Drops Baby Merino. The pattern originally calls for double stranding, but Drops Baby Merino is a bit thicker than the yarn that the pattern uses, and I also wanted a thinner blanket and I wanted to use less yarn, so I went for it with just one strand, and I quite enjoy the look of that, so I think that's going to turn out quite well. And as I said, all of this with just one skein, so I think I'm going to get away with possibly just 2 skeins. Might have to start a third, but that's that project. And then I also have my test knit that I've also done a bit on, and last time I basically just had the edge, but now I have done a bit of the lace, as you can see, and I really think this lace patterning is fun too, and I've gotten a lot more into it now, so I can kind of see what I'm going to do next. And I always think that's the best part with lace, when you kind of understand what to do next without having to look at the pattern all the time. So I'm excited to continue working on this now. I still have a few centimeters to go, but since it's quite small in size, it goes quite fast, both because I don't have that many stitches and because I don't have to do that many centimeters. But here as well, I haven't exactly run out of yarn, but the yarn that I have left is not enough to do once more another row, so I have to open a new skein here as well, and that's why I stopped knitting on this. I actually, when I knit this, I told myself that if I finished the skein by 10 p.m, not yesterday but the day before that I was allowed to start the Sophie scarf, and I really wanted to start that, so I got a decent amount of work in. So sometimes I just got to be a bit stern with myself to get some progress in, but this is definitely something I have to work more on. And then my last active project is the Cumulus blouse O-neck, and with this I've literally done nothing. I haven't progressed one bit since last time, so nothing exciting about this. But I do think that this might be my main project today. This and my test knit at least, but I really want to get the arm on this done. And that's really all, and I hope I won't randomly cast on something else now, because I really want to work on what I have and finish that before I start something else. So I'm going to try to do that. But that was my little update. This and today it's Wednesday today, so tomorrow is the last day of this what I knit in a week of knitting, what I do in a week type. So I'll talk to you tomorrow about how much I have actually gotten done. Hi, it's Friday again, which means that yesterday was the last day of kind of my week of knitting, what I knit in a week-long vlog kind of. And I thought today I would just do kind of a roundup of what I got done. And we can start with this one because I was just knitting on this, so I have done a bit on this today as well. This is the mini Augustins by number 1, and I have not progressed that much on it since I showed you last, but I have finished this section here. So now I'm working on the next to last section before doing the edge. And I'm really happy about this color choice. I think this color is really pretty. When I have looked at it in my stash, I have not thought that much about it, but now that I'm using it, I'm grown really fond of this color. So I definitely think I want to make myself something in this color as well, because I just think it's really soothing to look at and just a really nice color. So I'm definitely going to work more with this color. But this is what I managed to get done on this during this week, and hopefully it will be done soon, because I can't wait to block this and see all of the structure really coming to life. But that was this one. And then I have my test knit that I have done absolutely nothing on since I last showed you. I've not knitted up what's left of this yarn. I'm not connected and not started on another skein. I have done nothing. So this I will definitely have to start working a bit more religiously on, because progressing like this is not gonna cut it. But I don't have anything exciting to say about this because I have not done anything. Then I also have this Sophie scarf that I finished during this week, cast on and finished. And yeah, I have talked about this just after I finished it, but I think it's really lovely, but it is too warm to use it right now. And this definitely has not been my week of knitting where I have knit the most and had the most knitting hours, gotten through the most thing, finished the most possible, and that's not really the goal either. But I've definitely knit less this week than any of the other weeks this year, I think, because summer has arrived and it's very hot, and the only time really in the day where I can knit is in early morning and late evening, because it's just too hot in the middle of the day. So that definitely cuts back on a lot of my knitting hours. And also, when it's so hot all the time, I'm not really gravitating towards it as much. I'm just kind of tired from the heat and just want to sit around doing nothing when I have that opportunity. So definitely gotten to knit less this week and gotten to wear less knits. But once it gets just a little bit chillier, I'm going to use this so much, because it's just the perfect accessory, and I'm really excited about styling it different ways. So that's that. And I've also just very late last night finished my Cumulus, except from weaving in all the ends, because it was very, very late, so I went to bed after casting off. But it's finished and it weighs roughly 125. I have not weighed it yet, but I used under 5 skeins of 25 gram skeins, so it's somewhere in the ballpark of 125 grams. And this is how it turned out. It's a bit cropped because I want it to be nice over dresses or high-rise pants. I didn't want it to be too long. I wanted it to kind of stop at around my waist. Since this is going to be more of a summer knit, I wanted it to be suitable for the pieces that I wear in summer, and I definitely think this manages to do that. So I'm really excited about weaving in the ends and washing this so the stitches even out even more, and then being able to wear it. It's just a cloud. It's so light and fluffy and soft, so I think this is going to be a really nice sweater, and I can imagine it like in summer in the late evenings when the sun goes down and it gets a bit more chilly in the air, and towards like early fall. I think this is going to be a very nice sweater, but if the weather continues to be like it is now, this is way too warm, so I'm not going to get a lot of use out of this anytime soon, I think. But I'm very happy that I managed to finish this, and I'm very happy that I got to turn the yarn I got for my birthday into such a nice piece, and I'm very happy that the yarn I got for my birthday fit this piece exactly, because I really wanted to do the Cumulus blouse with the O-neck when I saw that pattern, but I don't think I would have gotten the yarn for it myself. So that was a really nice present, so I made something that I otherwise would not have. But that's really all for this update. I knit a bit less than I would, but it's still quite a lot because I finished 2 objects and got quite far on a blanket. So I'm happy with this week, and I've also gotten to spend a lot of time outdoors just enjoying the sun, and that it's comfortable being outside with my son. We have just been doing lots of different stuff, started gardening. So this has been a really nice week, and I also hope you enjoyed me trying to capture it. If you like this video, please let me know, leave a comment or a like, and if you want to see more from me, please subscribe. Bye!